Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is a new video, something a bit different than before. I've got a bunch of these match programs, all from Liverpool games, spanning from, I think the earliest one I have here is from 1998 up until about 2011. But I found these in my attic. Some of these games I was at, some of them my friends had been at and got me the match program. But thought it'd be interesting to have a look through these in chronological order and see what exactly, yeah, what games they're from, what memories they bring up, and yeah, see what squads we had around that time. As I mentioned before in a previous video, I'm a big Liverpool fan, so yeah, any sort of memorabilia like this is, uh, yeah, it's interesting to me. So the first one here, you can see Jimmy Redknapp, and I recognize that face. Um, the Palace player, I'm not sure who that is, but this was from uh, Monday the 13th of April 1998. Um, that shirt, I think I actually bought that shirt and had it at one stage. Obviously, I was about 6 years old when this game happened, so but I bought it on eBay. I got one of the shirts. What's funny in this here as well is it's kind of got this Astra, Foxhall Astra program or cover on the program, the new Astra. And if you just look at it, it's just obviously it's almost what 20 years old, that model of Astra, but it's interesting. And if we look at some of the names here, um, I don't know if you can see, it's hard to get in, but you've got David James, Rob Jones, Jason McAteer, Mark Wright, Phil Babb, Steve McManaman. See if we can get that up a bit closer. Redknapp, Ruddock, Thomas, Michael Thomas, who again before my time, but I know he scored that famous goal at Anfield that Arsenal won the league with. Um, I think John Barnes was taking it to the corner in the last minute and lost the ball, and Arsenal went and scored straight away. Jamie Carragher, you've got here as well, young Jamie Carragher, number 23. Danny Murphy, David Thompson, Brad Friedel as well, great goalkeeper, went on to play for Blackburn. Just seeing if there's anybody interested on the Palace bench. Thomas Brolin, who I only really know from FIFA. He's a hero in FIFA, Swedish player. Yeah, there's a few other players as well here, but obviously, probably not the most memorable teams for either side, for Liverpool or for Palace. But yeah, if I have a look at it's just so dated. But again, it's from 20 years ago, so um, obviously Roy Evans was the manager at this stage. Steve Coppell as well. He became I remember him as, was he a Palace manager at one stage in Reading potentially? Um, but you can just see how dated this is. Josh Brolin there. So yeah, he's a hero on FIFA or FC, whatever they call it now. Um, but yeah, it's just interesting seeing how dated things are, and you've got Paul Ince there. Um, Again, this period I don't really know too much about. I was about six. I really only got into football, I'd say, from like 2002 onwards. Around that time, I'd say. Uh, but young Michael Owen there, what a player he was. But he'll never be remembered as the legend he might have or should have been, I'd say. Oh, there's actually a poster in this, and it's Michael Owen. That's crazy. The poster's still there. Um, but yeah, great striker. I think my earliest memory of Michael Owen was um, scoring against, I think it was Man United maybe in it's probably the Coca Cola Cup or something back then. But just remember him being a great finisher. again, same season here. We've got against Blackburn. So uh, we'll see what squads they had then. Obviously, the same squad that we had before for Liverpool mainly. I don't think Kenny was the manager at this stage. Could be wrong. Again, it's not my most well known era of football, to be honest. To hear Stefan Ancu, he went on to play for Liverpool. I think he came after this time. He was the early 2000s. So any other players? There's nobody else I really recognize. There's probably somebody that you see if you're maybe from that time a bit more. Again, Roy Evans there. Um, oh, the managers, Roy Hodgson at that time. Um, again, Roy Hodgson gets a bit of a rough deal, I think, just because of what happened with Liverpool in a short spell there. But generally, he is a great manager if you look at his history, the teams he's managed and what he's been able to do. But I think a lot of his past has just been marred by, by that Liverpool spell, unfortunately. Um, okay, we're moving on. This is a bit of a jump in terms of time. This was, well, it's Momo Sissoko at the cover. Liverpool against Sheffield United. 24th of February 2007. So yeah, obviously I was well into football at this stage. And it's crazy that's almost, in a couple of years' time, 20 years ago. But let's have a look at the squads back then. This was a great time under Benitez. Liverpool were getting, decent. We were kind of punching above our weight, but if you look, still had Jerzy Dudek, Alvaro Arbeloa, who went on to Madrid, Steve Finnan, Sami Hupia, Iger, Risa, Kuhl, Gerrard, Fowler on his second spell at Liverpool, Luis Garcia, who I loved, Mark Gonzalez, who never really did it for Liverpool, Aurelio had injury plagues, but was great at times. Scored a great goal against Chelsea. I remember the free kick in Champions League. Peter Crouch, Jermaine Pennant, Bellamy, Cout, Sissoko, Carragher, Reina, Anderson, Paul Anderson, Gabriel Paletta. We're kind of getting into the doldrums of that Liverpool team. But I think this is the season before Fernando Torres joined, which obviously was an unbelievable signing. Paddy Kennedy. It's mad how much you can remember some of these players. Chris Morgan, Phil Jagielka in the Sheffield United team. Keith Gillespie, former Northern Ireland player. Who else? Is there anybody else? Paul Gerrard. I don't know if that. I think that might have been Steven Gerrard's cousin. But yeah, it was an interesting time as a Liverpool fan. Obviously, Xabi Alonso, having him was incredible. And I think that we get Mascherano after this as well. Yeah, I can't really remember, but it was different times. Obviously, this Liverpool team, or a lot of it, had won the Champions League in 2005, the FA Cup in 2006. You can kind of see a sneak peek in behind the program we're going to look at after. You can maybe guess what one it was, but Benitez. I loved Benitez at Liverpool. Obviously, it wasn't the most, I know, fancy football, but it was, a lot of the time it was great. The finals we got to and winning the Champions League, it probably gave him so much more time than he might have had if he hadn't have won it. Barcelona and stuff Liverpool played. Interesting this here. UEFA Champions League. Wonder if it says free for every reader. Wonder if they would still redeem that. Oh, it expires in the I don't know if you can see there, the 21st of the 4th, 2007. But yeah, that's crazy. Sticker album and sticker packet worth 150. God, that's some difference now in terms of prices. But oh yes, the sorry for the cut, postman coming to ruin things. Yes, this picture, this must have been I think it was 2-1 Liverpool against Barcelona, the famous Bellamy goal where he did the celebration as if he's had a golf club after a bit of a bust up with Risa, and then Risa also scored as well with his right foot, you can see here. But Victor Valdez in that. I'm just trying to work out who that is. Maybe it's Rafael Marquez there. Or no, it looks like somebody else. That was a great Liverpool shirt. Obviously, this season's one is a bit similar with the teal, but Puyol as well. That's a great photo. I think that's Alonso in the background there with Risa. But yeah, so this game must have been just after that. Yeah, there's more photos as well. Bellamy and Dirk Kuyt. He was a fantastic player. Dirk Kuyt obviously wasn't that fancy, but he was a kind of workhorse. You can see there Jamie Carragher and Ronaldinho, and Bellamy with that celebration. Yeah, 2-1. So my memory isn't going. So yeah, Alvaro Arbeloa there went on to Real Madrid. Liverpool just had so much incredible nights in terms of Europe, against Barcelona as well. So there you go. The following game must have been, a week or two after this. Some of the new Liverpool players here. Again, no big signings really. I honestly never heard of this guy, Ronald Hoof. Yeah, cool. But yeah, times were a lot different back then. Not the dizzy heights that Liverpool are at now. So yeah, I think that's all really we need to see in this one. This is probably the highest profile one that I have here from this time. The Athens final in 2007. I was really convinced that Liverpool were going to go and do it all again against AC Milan, but obviously that wasn't the case. This only £5. I think my parents' friends brought this home from the final in Athens. They went. So yeah, it was a bit of a sad one. I don't know if the squads will be in this, but we'll have a look and see. Yeah, you look at that, even front row seats, €150 in this MasterCard advert. I don't think that's the case anymore. Michel Platini here. Interesting guy, to say the least. But yeah, I was just really, let me see, I don't know if we have the squad list, but that AC Milan team, there's Maldini, probably one of the best, if not the best defender of all time for me. Fantastic. I think he played something like 25 years at AC Milan. Drogba beating Barcelona at that time, and Liverpool beat Chelsea on the way to this one, I think, if memory serves me correct. But there's all the different captains that have won the Champions League up to then. Barcelona won it the year before. I think that was the one they beat Arsenal. Jens Lehmann got sent off. Gerrard, obviously. FC Porto with Mourinho. Fernando Hierro with Madrid. That'd probably be a good quiz, to be honest. The captains that have lifted the Champions League. But yeah, here's all that. This is actually pretty interesting, having all the finals of the past and stuff. It's one thing I haven't really looked through this, and I've had it obviously almost 20 years. Um, but I wonder if they have. This is almost like the road to Athens. Um, Maldini again. It'd be interesting to see the squads. Okay, so this is what I was looking for. So you look at that Milan squad. You've got Dida, who was there in 2005, Cafu, Maldini in 2005. Kaladze, I think, also was in. Sorry for hitting the tripod. Kaladze was there. Costa Curta, I don't think so. Ricardo Oliveira, Gattuso, Inzaghi, Seedorf, Gilardino, Nesta. Like, what a squad. Even in 2007, they had a great squad. Who else there? Johan Gurkov, Pirlo, Kaká, Ambrosini. Um, yeah, what a squad. The one that just gave me nightmares from this game was Inzaghi, obviously. And I think one of his goals was definitely offside. And yeah, it was frustrating at the time. I would have been probably like 14 or 15 when this game happened. And I remember I just fully set myself up that Liverpool were going to win this game. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case. And again, Liverpool's team, how that team got to the final of the Champions League again is incredible. Obviously, I'd say better than the 2005 squad, but, still, you know, Poland send in. Sissoko, obviously, he was great I remember he got an eye injury, I think it was, and he just wasn't the same after it. Um, Dudek, Reina, who was phenomenal at times for Liverpool, but yeah, just look at that squad. It's big crouch. But I remember we gave it a good game but it's just one of those things, that Milan were going to win it, and they did. So unfortunate, but there's Zidane, Samuel Eto'o. So yeah, it's interesting. Um, then this is obviously Torres joined that summer, I believe, if my memory serves me correct. And again, what a player he was, and we had a great, remember, Champions League campaign then. I think this might have been the one that Chelsea actually beat us and put us out. I'm almost certain John Onorisa scored an own goal at Anfield, I remember. It's one of those things that just have random memories of games, but Torres, just what a player he was for Liverpool. And that shirt, just so many good memories. Again, not much change. I don't know if you can see that. Not much change in the Liverpool squad. Obviously, we brought Torres in, Benayoun, Andre Fornan, who was funny. Didn't really do much. Ryan Babel. Porto had players. Ricardo Quaresma. Just looking down the list here. Basingua, who went to Chelsea. Yeah, Raul Morales, who ended up at Liverpool as well. So, and Chelsea. So yeah, I don't know if you can see some of those players. But yeah, I remember Liverpool were just great in Europe again at this time. Benitez just had a thing with Liverpool and Europe. Liverpool in general, obviously with Europe, we've just been fantastic. But yeah, Gerrard, and Torres that first season, he was just incredible. I think this was his first season, was it, or his second season potentially? I can't remember. Maybe it was the first. It's always the older Liverpool shirt I kind of remember Torres in, the one with the V-neck. But yeah, it's just interesting looking back and that group. Porto, Marseille, Liverpool, and Besiktas. Some of the players here from Porto. Basingua. I remember for Chelsea, he just kicked Benayoun in the back at one stage. In a game, I remember Benayoun was taken to the corner and he just flat out kicked him in the back. I think he didn't even get a booking, if memory serves me correct. But yeah, Some like Moral Morales. Trying to see if there's anybody else, but yeah, interesting times as a Liverpool fan. Again, I think this is the match program from my first ever Liverpool game that I've seen live. I went to 4-0, if memory serves me correct. And I just remember Alonso being incredible that game. Um, some notable players in the Bolton team: Gary Speed, Kevin Nolan, Ivan Campo, who played for Real Madrid, if memory serves me correct. Mikel Alonso, who obviously ended up at Chelsea and stuff. El Hadj Diouf, UC Yaskalainen. What a kind of cult classic player he was. Nicholas Anelka as well. Anybody else there? Al Habsi, who was kind of floating around the Premier League for a while. But yeah, this is my first Liverpool game I went to. Again, Rafa, that Adidas gear was great. Torres. So this must have been the game directly after this one. 'Cause this picture, Torres in he scored twice against. Sorry, he scored twice against Porto in that game. So yeah, Crouch lurking in the background. So mad to think that Crouch and Torres played together. Carragher, he was a great defender. I know he gets some stick as a pundit, but great player. I think we should bring back Carlsberg as the shirt sponsor as well for Liverpool. But yeah, it's interesting looking through these. There you go. Get your free Liverpool lollipop. Oh, interesting. So Continental, a young Sergio Aguero. It's really interesting. Torres as well. There with a shaved head. And I should. What is his name? Maxi Rodriguez ended up playing for Liverpool. Um, yeah, just remember Aguero. The talk about him is incredible, and yeah, it's like a time capsule going through these. It's mad how much you can remember. Obviously, this is well back before my day, the kind of black and white days of Liverpool. Yeah, that was my first Liverpool game. It was great to see them win. And again, further in this season, 2007-8 season, this was a random time, I think. This game maybe was a 1-0 Liverpool win or one each. But I remember Liverpool played Arsenal twice in the Champions League and once in the Premier League. So they played 3 games in a row against each other, if my memory serves me correct. Have a look at the Arsenal team. Arsenal have had some great teams, even though they haven't won the league in like 20 odd years. Jens Lehmann, Abu Dhabi, Bakary Sagna, Fabregas, Big Kolo Touré, who ended up at Liverpool. Senderos, who was a bit of a mad one. Rosetsky, Eduardo, who had that awful injury as well. Gallas, Van Persie, Alexander Hleb, Flamini, Gilberto, Fabianski, Clichy. Like, that's a great squad they had. Adebayor, Abuye, Theo Walcott, incredible. Some of those players. Nasir Barisite, he's a bit of a meme with some of my friends. But yeah, Arsenal had a great team. I think this game was, I'm almost certain it was either 1-0 to Liverpool or one each. But Arsene Wenger, great manager. Gallas, who ended up going to Chelsea as well. There's so many players that just jump ship like that. Kind of feel like the rivalries in London just aren't the same as, Liverpool and United. You don't really get many players crossing that boundary in terms of transfers. But yeah, there you go. Liverpool quarter final, second leg. So I think this was the league game between between the Champions League games. So he was a great player, Gilberto Silva. Um, so yeah, this is obviously the Arsenal program from that game. I can't remember if one of my friends was at this game. I'm not sure how I got this one. But yeah, so Liverpool game, but an Arsenal kind of program. I think I've only got about three or so left. So this, I believe, was the game. So this was the second game, second leg. Liverpool ended up winning. And I think this was the game that Theo Walcott scored that incredible kind of counter tackle that started from a Liverpool corner. No, it wasn't Walcott. It was Adebayor, I think, scored it. If I can remember correctly, Walcott took the ball up most of the pitch and ended up putting it in the back of the net. So yeah, this will probably show. I think look at that, Alonso and Gerrard, just incredible. I think this will maybe show me what the result was in the previous game that we were just looking at there. Yeah, one each draw. Again, I'm just saying. I don't know if that was the first leg actually in the Europe game, but yeah, there you go. Alexander Kleb and Dirk Kuyt tackling it out. Who's that? Jermaine Pennant. I almost didn't recognize him there. Didn't really do much for Liverpool, to be honest. Yeah, Almunia and Reina. Flamini, who was a cert to get booked every single Arsenal game, I feel. Carragher and Clichy, Aurelio. Yeah, the matchups here. Alonso versus Kleb. Van Persie, what a player he was. Yeah, it's interesting just looking at it like this. Torres against Gallas. Can't remember Liverpool scores this game, but I'm almost certain it was either 2 each or 3-2 Liverpool. I'm not sure. But, yeah. Interesting. Looking back, and then again, it seems like they did this a lot in the old programs. They show pictures of the past. Young Gary McAllister there. Of Scotland. Kid on. Cool. So then this was the first knockout round in 2008. Was this after this actually? I thought I had these in order, but um, yeah, this I think this was the game just before. So obviously, and then we played Arsenal against Inter Milan. But yeah, let's have a look at the Inter Milan team. They had Figo, Maxwell, Javier Sanade, Ibrahimovic, Julio Cesar in nets, Maicon, Patrick Vieira. Yeah, I forgot all about his Inter time. Crespo scored a great goal against Liverpool in Istanbul. Marco Materazzi. Anybody else here? Christian Kivu. But yeah, Ibrahimovic obviously the cover photo here of this game was a incredible player. Obviously, a lot of ego and stuff, but I think his talent kind of made up for it. But yeah, some of the players here, Cambiasso, that was a cool Inter shirt. Who was the manager then? Is this the Continental thing? So Berfan Marwick. Oh, there we go. Yeah, he became Holland coach. That's the only place I know him from. But yeah, obviously Liverpool won this to get through to the next round. And then finally, this is a kind of my last one I have from 2011. Obviously Luis Suarez on it. Fast forwarded about 3 years since the last program, but look at the Liverpool team here. Glenn Johnson, Morales had joined at this stage. Suarez, Andy Carroll, Pacheco, Mijan Jovanovic, who never really did it. This was kind of almost the banter years for Liverpool. Maxi Rodriguez had joined, Lucas Leiva, David Engo, Jay Spearing, Martin Skirtle, Thomas Ince, Andre Wisdom. You know, it wasn't the best of times for Liverpool in terms of squads. Obviously, we had Suarez, who was incredible. You got in the Wigan team, Chris Kirkland, Tarzan Zogbia. Some of these are like the streets won't forget type Premier League players. Colin McManaman. I'm trying to see anybody else. Hugo Rodiega. Emerson Boyce. El Habsi was again floating around. Kirkland obviously used to play for Liverpool as well, but quick look through this just to see if there's anything interesting. There you go. That kind of sums up where Liverpool were at this stage. Results the only way to build team spirit, and I kind of feel like that's where we're at the moment with a much better squad. Hopefully get some wins together. What I recognise some people here, but got obviously Drogba here. Kenny was manager this stage. Gerrard, just what a player, incredible. Seeing if there's anything else interesting here. Amir Saki. I think he might have actually scored in this game, or if it wasn't this game, yeah, it was maybe another game, but he scored a screamer against Liverpool. I remember. It seems like some players just keep their A game to when they come to Liverpool, and that's still the case. Roberto Martinez was the manager. They did great under him. You know, I think he's had a good career, obviously. Portugal manager at the moment. There we go. Interesting. World Service keeping you and the players in touch with old teams, leagues, and international football. So we've got Jurgen Klopp here, who 4 years later would become Liverpool manager. Yeah, young Manuel Neuer there as well. Messi just being Messi, doing everything, scoring as he always did. Kind of Suarez poster here. So yeah, it's interesting. I just find it interesting looking back at these things. Obviously, let me know if you have any programs or if you want to see more of this kind of stuff. Yeah, I just think it's cool going back, and it's like a time capsule, seeing players and where they were at this stage, knowing the history and where they went afterwards, and here's all the kind of young people who probably in their 20s now maybe, or late teens. Be funny if there was like Trent or something was here. But yeah, no, that's cool. Just looking back, I think, seeing players and what they were at. But cool. That's the last one here. Again, thanks a lot for your time. Bit of a longer video today, but thought it'd be interesting going through some of that stuff. Yeah, if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Hit the like button as well. It's very much appreciated, and trying to improve things as I go along here in terms of the video setup and quality and everything else. So yeah, thanks a lot everybody, and I'll see you on the next video.